What you thinking about?
Hold that thought. Ty!
Yeah?
Look what I got.
What's up, guys?
I'm
Ty.
And I'm Max.
And that's Brandon.
We're here to discuss the extent to which religion and its texts have been used to influence the values and morals of the general population.
Religion has been an important part of many cultures and societies around the world for centuries.
You know, in one way or another, the majority of the world is affected by religion.
According to an article by WhatChristiansWantToKnow.com, in the world there are 2 billion Christians, 14 million Jews, and 1.3 billion Muslims. That means that more than half of the world's population consider the Bible to be a major influence on their faith. It also states that the majority of Americans, 69%, believe the Bible provides answers on how to live a meaningful life.
In fact, you all took a survey on religion in your lives. As you can see from these results, this proves that religion and its morals have a significant impact on most of you, as well as the people around you. In a lot of cases, people's faith can be a positive influence, making them more of a genuine person and providing them with connections to other people and their own moral compass.
For example. What's up, bro?
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
That's awesome, dude.
What's got you all
Oh, it's just the Bible, dude. God, he tells me to do so many great things and just teaches me how to live my life. Everything in our life matters, dude. God is so great.
Might have to check that out.
Dude, check it out, man. We interviewed Andrew McIntosh, First Presbyterian Church of Marietta's youth director, on the subject.
It's a cool dude.
Religion has a positive effect on society because what it does is religion or faith as a whole connects the human experience. It's what gives people something to live for. For example, you take a person and they may not be connected or feel like they're connected to anyone else, and so then they don't care or they don't make any decisions about their actions. And so you can take that person and they will negatively affect the community because they're not connected to the consequences of what they do. But what religion does is faith takes groups of people together and it connects them to one another. And so that they understand that the things that they do or the things that they value serve a greater purpose.
So Andrew talked a lot about the human connection and the morals associated with religion that allow human connection and promote human connection. And you see those in everyday life, especially in governmental structures and systems around the world, in history and now. In America, the Constitution and the rules and laws that govern society have their roots in the Bible through moral codes like the Ten Commandments. John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States, said,
So great is my veneration for the Bible that the earlier my children begin to read it, the more confident will be my hopes that they will prove useful citizens to their country and respectable members of society.
With religious ideas being implemented in the Constitution and other government documents around the world, it shows that religion influences the daily lives of Americans as well as other people.
This is the case for a lot of countries, such as England, whose government was heavily impacted by the Catholic Church for centuries, and for Saudi Arabia, where Islam is strictly embedded into their laws and social expectations.
Although religion can be a very good thing for society and it can employ good values in people, it can also be used as an excuse to oppress and marginalize others.
According to Wheels of Progress, an article covering one of the topics we discussed, Saudi Arabia, home to Islam's holiest sites, Mecca and Medina, is an absolute monarchy ruled according to Islamic law, and is probably the most gender-segregated nation in the world.
The article explains how a ban has recently been lifted, allowing women of the nation to own a license and have the right to drive their own automobile for the first time. Some said it was inappropriate in Saudi culture for women to drive, or that male drivers wouldn't know how to handle having women in cars next to them.
I'm a woman, I'm driving.
Dude, what are you doing? This stigma and set of previous laws, as well as laws that don't allow women to go out in public alone or uncovered, all stem from the Islamic traditions embedded within the Saudi Arabian government.
Although the teachings of Islam primarily incite peace, radical Muslims have historically interpreted these teachings in different ways and used it as justification for their jihadist actions. Jihad is defined as the struggle or fight against non-Muslims that many terrorist groups use to justify their terrorist actions.
Obviously, Islam is not the only religion whose teachings have been used for evil. Christianity, in many cases, has been known to have been used in detrimental and prejudiced ways.
So religion has been used throughout history in a lot of different countries and different places to establish different values and different morals in society. Sometimes those values aren't that great, and we see that being represented in American politics and definitely in the preservation of the Confederacy and a lot of things that were being preached in different churches and congregations in some churches of the South.
In the past, Christianity played a huge role in the justification of Jim Crow laws as well as slavery. Many Christians were okay with slavery because it never states in the Bible that it's wrong.
What's up, bro? What's up, bro? So, I got something on my mind. I was thinking, you got slaves and all, but don't you think that's kind of wrong? That's kind of messed up. You don't think black people should have rights? And
No, dude, it's cool. It says here all over the Bible that it's fine. Even prophets had their own slaves, dude.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Dang. Okay. All right.
you got it.
There are numerous verses in the Bible proving that slavery was not looked down upon by Jesus. Prophets like Abraham even owned their own slaves, which was proved in the Bible in Genesis 21, verses 9 through 10. Sarah saw that the son whom Hagar the Egyptian had borne to Abraham was mocking, and she said to Abraham, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son, for that woman's son will never share the inheritance with my son Isaac."
Christianity has also influenced organizations such as the Ku Klux Klan. The white supremacy group is a heavily Christian organization whose main goal was to keep whites in elite positions and hinder the advancement of other races, primarily African Americans, through violence and political intimidation. One of the main practices of the KKK is burning the cross. Contrary to popular belief, this is meant to represent the spreading of Jesus' light through the countryside.
The main way most religions communicate their teachings is through language in their religious texts as well as sermons and lectures. These texts are full of stories and verses that contain recommendations on how to live your life as a follower of that religion. The recommendations are typically structured in a way that tells the reader to respect others and be a better person in general. We asked Andrew McIntosh which verses from the Bible he thinks support this statement.
One of the things that speaks to me specifically comes out of the Christian Bible. Well, it comes out of the Old Testament, and this is Isaiah 40:27. Why do you say, O Jacob, and complain, O Israel? My way is hidden from the Lord. My cause is disregarded by my God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youth grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And so what's really cool is that we see here in this, in the Old Testament of the Christian central teaching, this Bible, that we see a God that lifts up God's people.
Isaiah 40, 27 through 31 sets a tone of inspiration and motivation through words like strength, power, understanding, everlasting, etc. These verses also provide a variety of literary devices, such as similes and metaphors, to compare faith in God to being given superhuman abilities or strengths. This adds on even further to the tone being set in the verses.
In the book How to Raise Your Child to Love God, Andrew Murray, the author, states that God seeks a people on earth to do his will. The family is the greatest institution for this object. A believing and God-devoted father is one of the mightiest means of grace. From this quote, we can infer that Murray is suggesting that religion should be taught in families and passed down through generations in order to create a better life.
In conclusion, religion both negatively and positively influences the general population in a variety of ways, primarily through use of language and literature. We can see this in articles that we have discussed in class as well as religious texts. These influences have a vast impact on millions of people and help shape the world to what it is today.